Hello, my darlings. I'm Ms. Monique Peony. My YouTube channel, Black Life After 18, discusses the unexpected challenges and complications of life as an adult. Years before I retired, I knew I wanted to reach Black youths about to step off your cliff into adulthood without a net. I know that it was a difficult transition for me, so this project is Black Life After 18. I wish an adult had explained to me that loaning money can result in losing money and relationships. People can even lose their lives and their freedom over sincere money loans. Take a moment to web search this New York Post article, Brooklyn Woman Kills Brother's Girlfriend Over $20. Headline says it all, but I'll tell you the story anyway. Misha Richards and Kayla Henriquez knew each other. Kayla's brother was actually Kamisha's boyfriend. Well, Kayla borrowed $20 from Kamisha, didn't pay her back, and that led to a Facebook feud between the young women. You know what happened from the headline I read? I couldn't be clearer. It can be so exciting when we come into money that we can't wait to tell everybody we know. And most of us, we know or we have some idea of what we would do if we had, $500 or thousands of dollars, if we got an accident settlement or our tax refund or, hit a jackpot, casino or lottery, whatever. You've probably been looking forward to a windfall like this for months or, even years. The reason why I've lost over $1,600 loaning money over the course of my life is because I didn't know what I'm telling you now. My decisions would have been different and they would have been smarter. One thing that you can make a habit of is keeping your mouth shut if you don't want friends and relatives to swarm your pockets before you even have a chance to spend a dime on yourself. A good habit to follow for life is to actually never talk about money, because hands will reach out as soon as people know what you got. Not proper English, but I said it the way I wanted you to hear it. It's nobody's business how much you earn, how much you inherit, how much you found on the street. You do not owe this information to your father, your lover, or your friends. It is nobody's business how you are able to afford your car, your vacation, or your rent. If you do come into money and you want to do something for people you care about, try to do it in a way that they don't know that it's coming from you. Figure out how to get it to them anonymously, because helping people from the kindness of your heart becomes a headache when everyone starts to come to you for money to solve their problems. You can go broke trying to save everybody. And don't mistake that loaning money just because people ask shows that you are a good person. Don't assume that loaning money comes with this unspoken understanding that for your kindness, you're getting their honesty in return. That's simply not always the case. The ideas that you have in your head can actually make you a victim of both misunderstandings and theft, because somebody else can have a completely different understanding in their head than what's going on in yours. You must be clear that you are making a loan, that you want to get that money paid back. Give the borrower a time frame. A time frame is no longer than 3 months is best, because people do start to forget the longer time passes. These suggestions that I'm going to be making going forward are going to help you to make much smarter decisions. I know that this would seem to be common sense, but I know people have done things like this. Never loan your rent. If you have school fee money, don't loan your school fee money. Don't loan money you're saving for your wedding. Never loan money set aside to pay your bills. If you don't get that money back, you're going to be the person with the money problems. Never loan money to somebody who already owes you money. You see this on the court shows on TV all the time. If the person who borrowed money couldn't pay you back the $10 they already owe you, they're not going to have the extra $50 they're trying to borrow, but they've also established that they can't be trusted. Never loan more than 10 of your savings. Do not go broke to help someone else out of their jam. Again, I shouldn't even have to say this, but don't loan money to thieves or liars or addicts. They can't be trusted. You're not getting your money back. Never make a loan with an open-ended date. Set a firm date that you want to be paid. If it's for a larger loan over $500, you can make an agreement that they can pay it in installments. But even then, with a close-ended date. And never loan more money than you can lose. Again, this way, if you don't get repaid, you're not up a tree. And don't loan money to irresponsible people, to people who can't hold a job, or to people who have problems that never seem to end. Your money will not fix their lives. Don't make a loan on the promise of, an insurance settlement, a tax return, or some other money that they're expecting, because that money may be spent before you even know that they received it. Don't make a loan without a contract. You need proof that you loaned that money. You need on that contract what the loan was for, the exact amount of the loan, and the date of repayment. Because if something happens to the person before you've been paid, you have proof to show the family handling their business. If they're getting like some kind of insurance settlement or an accident settlement, you can sue to get your money back from the money that they received. That becomes part of the person's estate, and you're getting your money back from that person's estate. Don't make a loan based on your relationship. This is tricky because family and friends get funny over money. People can decide your loan should have been a gift. They start doing this mental math where they calculate everything that they've ever done for you, and then they subtract favors and meals, a jacket that you never returned, the time they picked you up at the airport and you didn't offer to pay for gas, and all the times that they watched your kid for free, never asked you for any money, but they watched your kids for free. And suddenly all these favors get subtracted from the amount they owe you and magically comes out to zero, so you guys are even. Do not give in to guilt when people try to get you to make a money loan. You're definitely going to hear that you should loan someone money because they're family and they would do it for you. Honestly, many of us don't love or like every member of our family. That's really not a good reason by itself for loaning money. And people who don't like you probably wouldn't step up for you to loan you money. And in their mind, they'll even start creating reasons to not pay you. You also hear from family, think of the children. And I will say to me that this is a particularly wicked and calculated piece of manipulation because it uses children to force your back against the wall to loan money to adults. You look like Ebenezer Scrooge if you say no. But in my experience, the same people who use children to get the loan will also use children to get out of paying the loan. I've actually heard someone defend themselves for not paying a loan with the excuse, well, I had to take care of my children and my children come first. Don't fall into that trap. Focus on the adults. As difficult as your decision may be, the kids can't repay the loan. You can try to help the children in other ways. Offer to buy groceries for the family, pay for school supplies, or if you can, take them shopping for some school clothes. Anything instead of directly loaning their parents the money. People will also enlist family to bully you on social media to force you to loan somebody money. And I understand it can be really tough to have everyone turn against you, calling you selfish and cursing you out, making you feel, like you're the worst person, in the world. But honestly, are your friends and family digging into their wallets, or are they demanding that you be the ATM? Honestly, you can bend to the pressure and still not win. Because as soon as you want your money back, you'll be attacked on social media all over again. So in this instance, you might as well say no if you're gonna be criticized and badmouthed anyway. Another thing, do not loan money to people who have done you dirty, people you don't get along with, people who you don't trust. If you don't like someone and they don't like you, that is enough reason to say a very hard no. People who don't like you won't care enough to pay you back. That's a fact. Of course, there will be situations that do require your help. Genuine emergencies would be some of these. But even in these situations, you can still be cautious. That doesn't make you a bad person. Life presents unexpected crises of your own. If you're working hard to save money for a rainy day, you have no reason to feel guilty about being careful whom you share your money with. When someone asks you for a loan, listen. Just don't commit immediately. Tell that person you'll think about it and get back to them in a few days. You want to make the best decision, and you can't if you're under pressure. Even if the person is in a hurry, and actually especially if the person is in a hurry because they're in a hurry because they don't want you to think about whether or not you should be doing this. Even if it's an emergency, you still need time to think. Don't let them make you feel bad about it, because remember, they're asking you for a favor. When someone asks to borrow your money, they make their business your affair. You should ask questions, and you should pay attention to the answers. You should make notes about what the answers are, because you want to look at it later and figure out for yourself, did their story sound realistic or kind of shady? Were they consistent? Were they clear? Did they show you any proof of what they need the money for? Were they offended or irritated by your questions? Because that might reveal problems in the future. You need information so you can set clear expectations to avoid confusion in the future. Some sample questions, but you should ask others that might be relevant to your situations. You want to know exactly how much the person needs. And definitely write this information down so you remember it later in case that amount mysteriously changes. What exactly is the loan for? And again, it should sound truthful, plausible, and even verifiable. And also, write it down. Tell them that you will make a direct payment for them to the cell phone company, to their landlord or apartment management company, or whoever. Because if you give cash, you have no idea where that cash is going. And explain to them that they will be signing a contract. You're not asking them, you're telling them that they're signing a contract. And you want to know, how are they going to pay you back? If they're unemployed, how are they going to pay you back? If the loan is over $500, you would want to set a time frame and an amount, maybe to let them pay it in installments. But if you feel uncomfortable about loaning money, you can always say, this is a bad time. They're definitely going to want to know why, but your reason is none of their business. They're asking so that they can argue your reason against you. So don't fall into that trap. So I hope I've given you something to think about that will encourage you to like and subscribe to Black Life After 18 for hard facts about adult life and how to prepare for your future. And as usual, I always encourage you to talk about this topic with your peers and other adults, because getting different points of view will help you to form the opinions that are right for you and prepare you for these situations in the future when they occur. You're going to vastly improve your life if you're able to make constructive decisions. And if you want to tell me what you think, Monique Peony is on Facebook, and you absolutely have my attention.